Okay, what is up, YEG? Guys, I am so freaking excited to be back for Expose Weekly. Guys, I'm going to start off. It's been a minute, so it only makes sense that I give you guys a little introduction if this is your guys' first time coming on here. So guys, if you don't know yet, welcome. We are Expose Creatives YEG. We're a connecting point for local creatives and businesses to connect, grow, and collaborate. Guys, we have been doing Expose Weekly for almost a year, and I can't even believe it. We are on episode 20. Oh my goodness. I am so pumped. And honestly, guys, I appreciate y'all riding with us through it all, even when we have our breaks and whatnot. You know, it's because we're cooking up some new stuff for y'all. So guys, if y'all don't know what Expose Weekly is, we basically just have incredible leaders in the community, whether on the creative side or the business side or both, come on here and share what they are doing, because we want to motivate each other, we want to inspire each other, and we want to be able to support our community leaders, okay? Because there's a lot of great things happening here in Edmonton, in Alberta, all that good stuff. So guys, I know you're like, let's go. Like, just stop talking, a Daisy. Oh yeah, I should probably say I'm a Daisy. Okay, I'm a Daisy. I'm the host for today for Exposed Weekly. I am the founder of Exposed. So I'm super excited to be able to come on here and just have these great conversations. But before we get started, y'all, if you've been on here before, you already know we got to do some housekeeping. So first things first, guys, do not forget that tomorrow is Featured Friday and Fresh Friday. So if you have something that's happening in Alberta that you want us to share, the community, please send it our way, because we want to get the events, about your new releases, about your projects, anything, okay? So please send it to us. If you'd like to be featured on our page also for Featured Friday, please reach out to us. You can send us a DM. You can email us at exposeyeg@gmail.com, and we would love to learn about your business and share what you're doing in the community. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, you guys are probably like, that's a pretty dope shirt you're wearing, a Daisy. Guys, I'd like to think so too, you know what I mean? This shirt is from Crowned YEG, Crowned by DKAQ. If you guys are interested, you guys can actually go to the Aphrodisiac Market this Saturday, okay, at Numo Cannabis. I believe, I don't even want to say the time right now because I know it's horrible. I think it's 11 to 5 p.m. You know, I posted it. I'm going to post it. It's bad that I can't confirm that right now because I'm in the market. But you know what? I believe it's 11 to 5, okay? But yes, come and stop by. Say, hey, check out the amazing vendors and whatnot, and buy yourself a little something. You know what I mean? Because you deserve it. But yeah, so this is from Crown YEG. Okay, guys, let me make sure. Check. We are good to go. I know you guys are pumped, because I definitely am. So guys, our guest today, if you have not checked out our poster, is Aquille Ambrose. Honestly, incredible things that this man is doing in the community. He is an entrepreneur. He is one of the hosts of the Grind podcast, the Grind Theory podcast, and he is also the owner and founder of Island Grind. Guys, I know you're like, just bring him on already, right? Okay, calm down. You guys have to yell, okay? It's coming. Just wait. Okay, let's do this. You know, this is already going smooth, so I'm hoping that this is all gonna go smooth. Okay, we are good there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Oh, there we go. Right. Oh, I think you just have to unmute yourself on. Yeah.
So you can hear me?
Perfect. I hear you.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on here and chatting with us. We are so excited to share with the community all that you are doing because you have been working hard. And honestly, like I just absolutely love everything that you guys are doing with your podcast and everything, just showing the amazing things that are happening in the community. So I guess might as well start off with a little introduction. Can you tell us about you and your ventures, how you got started, all that good stuff?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So, first things first. I'm a little bit nervous, but I mean, I think it was gonna be really, really good. First things first. Before I want to start, I have to shout out the host of this podcast herself for this fine shirt. I know it's wrinkled right now, guys, but listen, this fine shirt. It was made by Daisy. Thank you so much for that. Um, okay. Um, sorry. Can you rephrase your question again one more time? Okay, now I can't hear you though. Okay,
I
okay,
figured it out, y'all.
there you go. There you go.
I
There you go.
think.
There you go. There you go.
Why is this not connecting? This is playing games with me, y'all. It really is. Okay, I think it's good.
Okay, see, everything's good. You can hear me?
Okay, I think it's okay. You can go ahead. I'll figure it out on the way.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so can you say your question again? Sorry, Daisy.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, what you do?
Okay. So, uh, like Daisy said, my name is Aquille Ambrose. I was born in Canada, but I grew up in the Caribbean islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, um, more specifically Union Island. And I came to Canada, let's say in I don't know the exact year, but it was going into to halfway through grade nine, going into grade 10. And I've been here ever since. Kind of go back home and come go home and then come back and
Hmm.
forth, right? But so I have the podcast, which is the Grind Theory podcast. My co-host is in there. He just sent a message there into the chat there. But we have the Grind Theory podcast, which the Daisy made this lovely shirt, which is the podcast. The whole point of the podcast is to dive into the struggles and obstacles that people face. Because what I've noticed is that most people they always focus on the end result of things, right? So
Yeah,
how a Daisy started all her business ventures, right? They only focus on the end result,
yeah,
but they don't see all the struggles and obstacles that she had to go through to get there, right? And what I want to do is I want to dive into those struggles and obstacles that people face, how they overcome them, and what they learn from them. And in the hopes, doing that in the hopes to inspire and motivate somebody else who's going through similar struggles, because I feel like almost everyone has had a heartbreak, or almost everyone has lost a job or suffered a loss, right? And but everyone is different, and everyone handles those things differently and goes through their obstacles and their struggles differently, right?
yeah,
But how they overcome those things and the things that they learn from it can help somebody else along the way who's listening. So that's really the point of it. And kind of how that started was um, through an unfortunate experience that actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Um, I was a college athlete playing football. I played football for the Edmonton Wildcats for 2 years, and that led me to having the chance and the opportunity to get a scholarship to go play for St. Mary's University in Halifax. And it was great. Everything was great. It was a super, super dope time, super dope environment, even though it was very short lived. Fifth game into the season, I suffered an injury. I got hit in the first quarter of a game. We were doing, I think it was like a punt return or kickoff, and I ran down the field, and the guy from the opposing team, he came and he hit me on the side, and I fell down. I got back up. I didn't think it was anything like serious. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a crazy hit that I felt a lot of pain, but I felt it. I got back up. I kept playing. I played the whole game, but throughout the game, as I was playing, I noticed that like it was getting harder for me to breathe. It was getting harder for me to run. Like I wasn't. I was like, what's going on? Why am I not running to my full capabilities? You know,
Mhm.
and I played the whole game. I didn't want to say anything to my coaches or anything like that, just because you know it's football. You know, you're trying to be tough. You just like that toughness, that mindset. You know that
Yeah.
you don't want to say anything. You don't want to seem soft. So I played through it, and coming towards the end of the game, I couldn't even stand up. I had to actually have my two teammates hold me up, right? And it's super super hard to breathe. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna push through it. I'll go home. I'll sleep it off. So after that, I went to the showers and I was leaving. I had a friend that was waiting for me. It was a girl. She was waiting for me at the front entrance, and it's crazy because there was two entrances to the the school, right? So the one entrance on the left side, or sorry, this is my right. So on my right side, it was easier to get to my house there. It was like maybe 2 minutes to get to my house. Whereas the entrance on the left side, it might have taken me maybe like 5, 6, 7 minutes, right, to get to my
Mhm.
house. So I could have easily just taken the route that would take me to my minutes in 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But the girl that I was gonna go see, she was waiting for me at the other entrance. So,
Mhm.
and the great thing about that is, at that other entrance, there was a physiotherapy clinic there as well. So as I was walking to go, go meet her, I saw the light on in the physiotherapy clinic, and I was like, you know what, Akil, you should probably check this out. This doesn't feel like a normal thing. Just check it out, just to see, right? So I went in there, I checked it out, and they're like, hey, you know what? I think you have some internal bleeding, um, or you should go to the emergency, right? And I was like, ah, yeah, whatever, I'll just sleep it off, So I left, and I told the girl that what had happened, and thankfully she was a nurse, right? And I just wanted to go home and kind of relax, right? But she was like, no, like you need to go to the hospital, and I was kind of mad. I really didn't want to go, right? And we ended up going to the hospital, and then when I got to the hospital, I was in so much pain that I couldn't even get out of the car. They had to get
Wow.
me in a wheelchair and take me inside. And actually, what had happened is when they did all the scans and the X-rays and whatever, what they discovered was that I had split from the hit. I had suffered a grade 4 laceration out of a grade 5 of the kidney.
Wow.
So basically, what happened was my kidney split from the top to the middle and from the bottom to the middle. So just like a little piece was holding my kidney together. And that wasn't the only thing. Also, the tube from my kidney to my bladder, it also got shifted. So I was leaking urine inside my body. So it was pretty crazy. The doctor was like, "Yo, in all my 26 years, I've never seen this like a freak accident." And he was like, "If you didn't come here tonight, you would have bled out in your sleep and you would have died. You
Wow.
would have been done." And not only that, but like even in the game, right? Because it happened in the very first quarter.
Yeah.
He said that like you're very very lucky to be alive because like if you had gotten hit again in the game, you could have been on dialysis or you could have died on
Oh
the
my
field, right?
gosh.
So it was really really crazy. Um, it was really really crazy, and I actually went. I stayed there, and actually was kind of crazy with the coaches and stuff like that. They didn't really like it was. I really realized that it's like you're just like a number, like they didn't after that first night. They just like forgot about me. They said that they were texting me and messaging me when they weren't, and it was like I was very very frustrated and very very angry. I was more so angry than even like scared or anything like that, just because like I felt weak because I worked so hard. I worked
Yeah.
so hard to get to this point. Like I was busting my ass the summer just before to
Yeah.
go there, and then for it to get like kind of taken away just like that in a short amount of time was really rough
Yeah.
for me. So I was in the hospital and I was actually there for 2 weeks, like about 2.5 weeks, and I was on bed rest, so I couldn't move. So I was just like laid up, just in the hospital. I couldn't sit up. I couldn't wipe my ass. I sorry, I don't know if I could sit up, but I couldn't wipe my ass. I couldn't do anything, right? And it was
Yeah.
crazy. Like it was for someone who's been active their whole life. It was really really hard
Yeah.
for me, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and lie or anything like that. But I I was very very angry and very frustrated with my coaches, and thankfully my sister, my day one, shout out to Eileen. She came through maybe like a day or two into me being in the hospital, and she's also a
Mm,
nurse, so that kind of gave me a little bit of
yeah.
added comfort. But she came to the hospital and kind of held it down there for me because other than the very first night, my coaches never came to see me. Like other than the very first night when I was there, and there was three other guys in the
Wow.
hospital, so they never came to see me. So I was really, really hard, and I was upset about it because I was like, man, how can they know I don't have any
Yeah.
family here. They know that I don't, anybody out here like that, and they completely just forgot about me,
Yeah.
right? And I was so mad that sometimes at night I would be sleeping and I would be thinking about, you know, whether it be harming or just wrong situations about my
Yeah.
coaches, and I'd be getting so hot I'd be sweating and I couldn't relax, I couldn't sleep. And like the only way to help calm me down would be, play some gospel music and
Yeah.
blow the fan in my face to kind of help me cool down. And it was it was a really really hard experience for me because my mindset, like, I was very
Yeah.
negative. It was I just couldn't think of much positive things. And there was actually an experience that happened to me in the hospital that kind of led me on all these ventures. Sorry if I
No, no,
if
no.
this is
And
long, but
guys, don't worry if you're
all these
just tuning
ventures,
in. This
right?
will be saved. So
So
don't worry.
yeah, like it was
Wow.
it was crazy. So what happened was, um after like about the 2 weeks, in this period of 2 weeks though, also like I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything, so I had a catheter, which is, you just don't want it to happen to you. So, I mean, I don't want it to happen to me again. So I had a catheter. You don't realize how weak you become when you're in the hospital laid up and you don't move at all, because I couldn't even, like, I literally could not sit up. I couldn't go like this. I couldn't turn to the side. I couldn't do anything. And then when they finally told me that I can start walking, um, I put my foot down and it was like shaking like Bambi, like the deer Bambi, like it was like that. Like I
Wow.
could not stand. When I tried to stand up, like I was hunched, so my core, everything was so weak that I couldn't stand up straight. But through that process, I started to walk. Right, I started to walk in the hospital, and I was walking very very slowly, like very very slowly. And there was a guy in the room right next to me, like, I mean, right before me, right. And he came out and he saw me walking, and he was like, I was like, "Oh, you're doing pretty good." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that great, man. Like, I just starting to walk." Like, and he's like, "No, man. Like, you only been in here for like 2 weeks. There's people been here for months, and they're not walking, they're not running, they're not, doing whatever." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." And I asked him. He was in a motorized wheelchair. So I asked him. I was like, we started talking. I was like, "Hey, so like, what about you?" And like this experience, I can never forget this experience because it literally changed how I think, how I kind of move and operate. And what happened was, this guy in this motorized wheelchair, he, I asked him what was wrong, like what happened, and why he was here, and he was like, "You know what? Well, I had cancer. I had to remove my left testicle." Damn, I was like, okay. And then he was like, "Oh no, that's not it. The cancer moved up to his other leg, his right
Wow.
leg, and they had to amputate his right leg. And then he made this joke, like, they had to even me out. And I was like, what the hell? And he was like laughing, and I was like, you can only help but laugh, right? And I was, how is this guy laughing about this? That wasn't it. He said that he had a big hole in his side of his body, right? And he had the cancer bladder and infected his bladder, and they had to actually remove his bladder and put like a pouch, right? So he had a pouch that was connected to his kidneys. So every time he would urinate, it would just fill up into the sack. And he said it was extremely painful because they had to empty it. You could smell it, um, and he had been in there for 6 months, and he hadn't seen any family. And like I'd only been in there for like maybe 2 weeks, and my sister flew out to come see me. And then after that, my dad. So that really
Yeah.
put it into perspective because he was like laughing and he kept making jokes, and he actually made me laugh. Right, he made me laugh. And after that, I just like said in my mind, I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back better,
Yes.
bigger, faster, stronger in every way because it it showed me mindset because this guy's in a way worse situation than I am, and look how he's reacting. And I'm not in a, my situation is bad, but it's not as bad as his. And I'm so negative. And so from there, it really flipped. And I don't want people to get it twisted or mistaken to think that it happened
Mhm.
overnight. Like I still am working on it, right? It takes time, but that's when it started really, really changing. And I was in the hospital. I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna get back to being better. And eventually, I went home. I had to go home to recover, right? I had to go home to the Caribbean, back to St. Vincent with my family, and to recover. And that's where I really started listening to podcasts about people who had gone through different obstacles in their life and had overcome them. And that really helped give me strength to think, you know what, yo, I'm gonna come back. And I had different factors motivating me. Like I had my little brother, who's back home. Shout out to my little man. You know, so my little brother, I don't want him to see me in a situation where I'm weak or I'm struggling or I'm slacking. So it really pushed me to um, really improve myself regardless of the circumstances. And that's really where island grind comes into. So island grind, me being from the islands, that's my perspective because I'm from the islands, right? But it applies to everybody because island grind it's a mentality. It's the mentality that you can improve yourself irregardless of the circumstances that you have by improving your mindset to improve your quality of life. So there's people in the world that are in way worse
Yeah.
situations than me and you are in, like way, and they're still happy, right? But it's all about perspective, how they think about it, how they think about the situation, right? Perspective is everything. Just like Bobby T said, perspective is everything. So, like literally, how you choose to think about everything
Yeah.
dictates everything. Like if that experience happening to me, that injury, I can see like, oh, it's the worst thing that happened to me. But actually, it was the best thing that happened to me because from that, I was able to. There's so many little things, blessings that I'll go into a little bit after that I was able to get from it. So um, island grind is I feel like the biggest thing that people struggle from right now, especially in COVID and everything that's going on, is their mindset. And what Island Grind's whole goal and emphasis is to do is to change that. I want to improve people's mindset. And the way that I want to do it is I'm really big into fitness, sports and all these different things, right? I'm really big into fitness. So what I want to do is I want to use fitness as a means to change your mindset, but I don't want to do it in the typical way
Yeah.
where I'm focused on the physical. The difference with what I want to do is my emphasis and my whole thing is the mindset. So I want to find ways and implement ways using fitness to build your mindset in a way that it applies to other areas of your life, other life. So not just like in the gym, but at your job, in your everyday life, in your relationships, in your career, in your in everything that you're doing. So maybe like for a quick example, I could say is, say for example, I have you in the gym, right? I have
Yeah.
you in the gym at Daisy, right? And we're doing squats, and maybe you're struggling with doubts about maybe your abilities or what you can, your limits, right? What you think you can do, and maybe you don't think you can earn this certain amount of this job, or you don't think you can do this certain thing. So, for example, how I might try to use the physical, the fitness, to change that mindset perspective of you is I would say, okay, Daisy, what's your amount? What's your limit? The limit is 100. Okay, today we're gonna do squats, and we're not gonna go past your limit, right? We're just gonna go to 100, right? Go to your limit. And I'm like, but do you trust me? I want you to. I'm gonna blindfold you. I'm not gonna go past your limit. We're just gonna go to 100. And then what I want to do is like, say we start at 50, 50 pounds. We do 10 reps. I'm like, okay, Daisy, we're at 50 pounds. Do your 10 reps. Okay, boom, do your 10 reps. It's great. I'm like, okay, now Daisy, we're going up to 80 pounds now. Okay, 10 reps. You got this. Do your 10 reps. Boom. Okay. I'm like, okay, Daisy, we're at your max now. We're at 100. Okay. And I guess maybe I have to do it in a better way because I guess I'm kind of lying a little bit. But then I might add an extra
Yeah.
5 pounds or an extra 10 pounds onto your weights. I'm like, okay, Daisy, 100 pounds. Let's go. And then you're gonna push, and I'm like, okay, but
Hmm.
right? Because you told me that your limit was 100,
Yeah.
but you can actually push more. And I want that mindset to apply not just from the gym, but to all areas of your life. Because, for example, when you lose weight in the gym, like say your goal was to lose 10 pounds or 5 pounds or whatever, when you hit that goal, you feel
Yeah.
good about yourself. You know, you might walk by the mirror, and be like, oh, okay, Daisy looking good,
Yeah.
right? You know, so like you feel good about yourself. And then that translates to your whole day. Because you feel
Hmm.
good about yourself, because you feel confident, because you feel nice, you might go to Tim Hortons and you might be like, you know what, have a great day. You know, you have a wonderful day just because you feel good about yourself, right? And that's the feeling that I want to give to people. I want people to feel like that under the circumstances that they're facing. So whether it's COVID, whether it's this or that, like I want them to be strong enough in their mind to overcome that because just perspective is everything. It's how you choose to think about it,
Yeah.
whether you choose to think about the glass half empty or half full.
Hmm.
So um, that's also where the Grind Theory podcast came in as well because Island Grind is a brand, right? And in that brand, I want to have many different branches and aspects of it, right? So the fitness component of it is just one part of it, and the podcast is another part of it, and there's many other aspects that I want to do that I haven't want to do. They're all in the works, that I want to do, but all of them have the same goal, and the whole goal is to improve your mindset so that I can improve your quality of life.
Yes.
So,
No,
yeah,
incredible,
so I just
incredible
want to launch
story.
this
Like
quick.
you have literally overcome so many obstacles, and it's so incredible to see, you know, someone who's been through, the struggle, and you've had to grind to get your way back. And you know what? Because like you said, like we don't always talk about, the stepping stones that we had to take to get to where we are today. But honestly, it's crazy how it's moments like that that can really define us and really determine, okay, what are the next steps we're going to take and whatnot. So it's super incredible to hear your story and how you've just decided to take a situation that a lot of people would be like, this is it, you know what I mean? um and you just be like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Like, how can I come out stronger, wiser, and just ready to achieve everything that is made for me and whatnot. So tell us, you have, it seems like you have a lot going on and you're always grinding. So tell us what your favorite part is about being an entrepreneur and being your own boss.
Honestly, I like that question. Honestly, for me, I think the greatest thing about being an entrepreneur is like it's not easy. Like, there's so many struggles and obstacles that you have to face. And I think my whole life, I didn't really realize it until a little bit later on, like kind of more after my injury. But my whole life, I've had tons of struggles and obstacles. And for people that really know me, the one thing sure people will say is I'm very, very determined. And I think I think the struggles and the obstacles, like people, most people they want to avoid those. They want to avoid the struggles and obstacles as much as possible. But I really think that those are the things that you need the most
Yeah.
because that grow the more. Like after you, I don't want to say fail, but after you, there's no such thing as failure. I don't believe there's anything such thing as failure because I believe that once you learn a lesson from it, is like Thomas Edison failed making the light bulb
Yeah.
like 1,000 times. The way that he failed, he just learned 1,000 ways to not make the light bulb, that it doesn't work, right? Until he found a way that it does work. So I think the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur is that like it's not easy, and like you have to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work into your grind, but it's very rewarding at the same time because all those struggles and obstacles that you're facing that maybe you're going through by yourself that nobody sees, like nobody sees when the Daisy is up till like 12, 2 at night working
Yeah.
on Dear Kings and Queens or Crowned
Yeah.
or Expose YEG, right? But those things are the most rewarding things because even though no one sees it, that's when you're growing the most. Even when you feel tired and you're like really struggling through those different
Yeah.
obstacles and scenarios. Like I said, like from that injury, I had huge growth. Like whenever you go through experience like that or just an obstacle or struggle in your life, there's always
Yeah.
growth after it. You know, like so I grew in different ways. You're never the same. So like I think that's the biggest thing that I like about being an entrepreneur is like the constant challenge of like, yo, you know what? I might have to do this thing and it might be hard and I might have to go through some struggles
Hmm.
and some obstacles. But at the same time, it's a mindset, how I choose to approach it, you know.
Yeah.
Me going through these obstacles and these struggles are gonna help me grow and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get better. It's like the podcast. That podcast. First episode it was rough. Like there's not even any video for that first episode. But like we've constantly been getting better and we're still gonna continue getting better even through all the struggles and obstacles that we face. So I think that's the biggest thing for me as for me being an
No,
entrepreneur.
I love that. I love that. There's no setbacks, just setups for what's to come, you know? So always grinding, always looking to improve yourself and just grow in any way you can, because at the end of the day, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how it affects us and how we move forward from it. So I love, love, love that. So speaking of your podcast, can you tell us what your most memorable episode has been to date?
So okay, I'm gonna answer this in a different way just because they're all really really memorable to me. I think they're all episodes that I learned a lot from. Shout out, meantime, shout out to my co-host Ori Tite. But um, yeah, I think for me personally, there's I can't say which one is the singular most memorable one, but I would say that I've learned great things. They're all memorable to me because there's really great things that I learned from each person, especially like there's a lot of people that I already knew, but when you ask them those questions, you hear
Yeah.
like a different side that you didn't really know. I think the for me, I guess one of the most memorable though would be having my sister on, just because like that's my sister, you know, and someone I look up to, and it was really great to have her as my very first guest. I was very nervous and stuff like that, but it was because she knows a lot about me, so I was a little thought she might expose me, you know, but she held back a little bit, so it was good. But that was a really, 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 really memorable episode to me. But they're all memorable because I've learned lessons from all of them. Like, if I kind of just appease PSL's um, episode, I learned the big thing that I took away that made it so memorable was that time management is key
Oh
and
yeah.
your priorities. Like where do you like time management is, especially as an entrepreneur, right? Like if you have tons of going on, like you have so many different businesses going on. If you don't manage your,
Yeah.
like it's over. Like it's over. So time management is key, as well as um, priorities. The priorities that you have, you got to put different things as your priorities. So like, if the podcast is the priority for right now, then I got to focus on that, or I got to focus on these different things, and everything will fit into place if you figure out your priorities and you can time manage yourself accordingly. I think for Arlene is just like being resilient, like through her trauma, through her toxic relationships, and whatever she's been through, it's the resiliency that she has. And that really sticks up. That's really memorable to me. It really sticks out to me because like you need that as an entrepreneur, as anybody in life. You need to be resilient because life is gonna throw haymakers at you constantly. So if you're not resilient, then like
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard. So that's really memorable to me. And taking time to heal, which is like especially something that I'm trying to um, as a black man now, because most of the time we don't even think about stuff. We're trying to
Hmm.
not seem soft,
Yeah.
and that's something that I struggle with a lot. So I'm trying to be more kind of open. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so not only that, but for the next episode, I would say Lorenzo, my big bro. So Zoe, he's been a huge role model in my life, and one thing that was really memorable to was really memorable for me in that episode was that he
Hmm.
grew up in a single parent home, and he became a great, like a amazing man. Three beautiful kids, beautiful wife, and like how did he do that without growing up in a home to have someone teach him? And one of the big things that he said that would really stood out to me was the people that you surround
100%.
yourself with.
Yeah.
He took things from different strong, not only black men but strong men in his surroundings, right? He took things from them, took something from them, took something from them, and he applied it. But it's because he had great people around. So you need a great supporting cast. You need great people around you, right? Um, and not only that, but about investing your money. You got to invest your money because your money's just in the bank. It's not really working for itself. So you need to invest your money. So that was some big things that I learned. I took from that. From Kutzai's episode, what was memorable about that is like never losing hope. Was that irregardless of what happens, like
Yeah.
you cannot lose hope. You know what I mean? So like he went through a little bit of depression, some people doubting him, not really believing in him, but he never gave up hope. He still kept pushing, and that's how it's gonna be, especially for an entrepreneur, especially in life. Life is hard; it's not easy. But if you like the people that make it, from what I'm seeing, is not really like they did anything outstanding or anything
Yeah.
crazy give up. Like I think Nipsey Hussle says it. He's one of my favorite artists, and like it's not a secret to what he did. It's just
Yeah.
that he didn't give up. It's a marathon. And for Sean, with Raising the Bar training facilities, like he's
Hmm.
being able to adapt because, like I said again, life is going to hit you constantly. So how can you adapt to the things that are coming at you? Like adaptability is very very key. You need to be able to adapt to different. So you can adapt, you will be
Yeah.
fine. So and again, resiliency with Carrie, man, okay, Carrie kind of adaptability. He said that's one of the biggest skills that you can learn, right? He also dropped a lot of gems, like saying like one of the things that really stood out to me is that you can't really friends, but you can't wait for people to support you on your grind, especially as an entrepreneur. Like you cannot wait. You gotta, irregardless of if they're supporting you or you gotta go because at the end of the day, it's your dream. It's not their like
Yeah.
it's your dream, right? So like if you don't put in the grind, if you're just waiting for someone else's approval, then like always know
Yeah.
that it's your dream. You gotta push. You gotta go. Um, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Tiffany, sorry, Tiffany. Oh man, Tiffany. Um, the great thing about Tiffany
Mm,
is the hustle. Like her hustle is 24/7, especially being a single mother. Yo, like the stuff she's doing is crazy because I don't know how she can like manage a child as well as going through all the businesses
yeah,
that she's doing. So like I really respect her for she. So like super big. That she can do that. It's
yeah.
all about the hustle. Like it's 24/7, don't stop. So I love that. Um, I really, but I think if I forgot anybody, I'm so sorry.
No, no, that's incredible. Like that. Oh,
Oh no,
guys,
no,
just
sorry, sorry,
wait.
sorry. Uh,
Yeah.
sorry, one last person. Ishmael, Ishmael. Sorry, my bad. Ishmael. One thing that I actually really liked about Ishmael is he went through a terrorist attack and he still kept going. Like I don't even think I have to say anything else. Like I don't have to say anything else. Like he literally is very inspirational to me because of that. Like if you can go through that and keep going, there's no
Yeah.
excuse really for anyone else. So if I miss anybody else, I'm sorry, but sorry. Go ahead.
Guys, so I'm sure y'all are like, I'm definitely going to go check out the podcast after this. Guys, don't worry. We're going to put the deets below once we get this up so that you guys can go and check out their podcast and whatnot. Because honestly, as you can tell, there are a lot of great conversations happening. So I guess, can you tell us some of the hurdles you've had to overcome on your journey as an entrepreneur?
Sure. So, for a lot of, I think the biggest thing is probably doubt. That's probably the biggest obstacle is doubt, just because like you believe in yourself, but you're always so. But I believe in myself, but there's times when I'm doubting, when I'm not like something I'm not confident in myself, but like it's just sometimes you post a video and got like one view or something like that. Like, man, did I make the video right? Did I gotta change something? But it's like you just gotta be consistent, and it's something that I didn't realize until like just probably like recently. But like I don't care what no one
Mm-hmm.
says. Everybody has doubts. It's just like if you tune into them or not. Like there's always a voice in your head that says, "Hey, you know, are you think you can really do that song? Are you good enough to make Crown? Are you
Yeah.
good enough to do Dear Kings and Queens? Like there's always that little voice, right? That's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
doubting you. So I think that's the biggest obstacle that I face. But I think the biggest combatant to that is God, because like when
Mm-hmm.
I'm with God,
Mm-hmm.
I think I
Mm-hmm.
can do everything, right? Irregardless of the circumstances. So I really think that with God, that it helps with those little voices in your head of doubt, because you're not doing it like in your own power, but if you're doing it with God, you don't really have to doubt because He can
Yeah.
do anything, right? So like I think that's probably the biggest thing, and probably myself, like something that Kerry also mentioned in the podcast. I think I am one of the biggest uh,
Yeah.
obstacles that I face as an entrepreneur. And I
Yeah.
self sabotage myself at times. So instead of pushing myself a little bit more when I know that I can, I'm like, oh, you know what? Or keep myself out of my comfort zone. I mean, in
Yeah.
my comfort zones instead of pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this because it doesn't make me feel
Yeah.
comfortable. So I'm just going to stay here. Whereas the real growth is over there when you comfort zone. I push myself, sabotage
No,
myself.
100%. Because, the journey is not a comfortable one. It is a rocky one. There's bumps, and you have to hold tight. But honestly, with God, you can accomplish anything. Like, and whatever is meant for you is going to come. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal what you can accomplish when you trust God. Um, But on the flip side, can you tell us about some of your most memorable accomplishments since you started your journey?
Ooh, my most memorable accomplishments. Um, well, I one of my most memorable accomplishments would be coming back from my injury. That is, it's not that's proof to myself as well as to other people, but most of all to me, shows I can come back from anything. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I can come back from anything, right? Because um, that's an injury where I could have been depressed and stayed
Yeah.
down and not try to improve myself. But I think that from that injury, I was able to really um, kind of push myself and elevate myself. That's one of my biggest accomplishments is coming back from my injury. I think another one of my accomplishments is um, being able to motivate Alex. Like that's really really to me. It's because like he means a lot to me, right? Like I always a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm constantly thinking about my little brother because like how do I know that he looks up to me. So what kind of example do I want to set for him? And everything that I do, if he sees me give up,
Yeah.
and what's going to stop him? If he sees me constantly running, pushing, even though through the setbacks, through the obstacles that
Yeah.
I'm facing, then he might be like, "Yo, you know what? My brother didn't give up, so then why would I give up? Oh, my brother did that. Like, why wouldn't you know?" So that's something that I really, really, like, I'm really proud about, and I just got to continue to keep pushing and keep grinding to continue showing him and setting a great example for him. Starting the podcast finally is a big accomplishment for me because I had that idea like 3 years ago when I got injured. Like, and I
Wow.
just started it this year, and um, it was just like planning, and afraid to start. And I just started, and I'm really happy we're on episode
Okay.
12. Like, from no episodes to episode 12, like, I know it's a lot, like, it's huge for me. So, like, I'm super happy about that. Um, and starting Island Grind, I think, is something big because I really, really, really want to help people. Like, I really want to help people with their mind and change what they think about themselves, about the things around them. So, really getting a chance. I haven't done it to the capacity that I want to yet, but just, I guess, knowing that I'm starting or that I started and that I'm heading in the right direction, I think that a big accomplishment because it's very big to start.
No, 100%. And it's incredible because the things like the obstacles you've had to overcome, all the things that you have accomplished is just incredible. Like, I love that you have so many things that you're like, I have accomplished this, I have overcome, I am moving forward. And I think that's like what we all, forget at times. We're like, especially when we're in the rough, we're like, I'm here. Like, what am I going to do? Like, is there really going to be brighter days? Are things actually going to get better? But guys, this is living proof. Okay. This is living proof right here. So, um, can you tell us, how COVID, like how you've adapted your ventures and whatnot throughout the whole entire pandemic?
So, with COVID, like, I guess with the podcast, it's like obviously you have to sanitize and since it's a public
Mm-hmm.
space, but we've been able to kind of stay the same with
Yeah.
even during COVID. So that's a blessing. I'm really thankful for that. Just because you can have your 6 feet apart and stuff like that, and it's being cleaned and sanitized. But for crowd, I know that's kind of a struggle. That's been kind of difficult because gyms could close down, and then now you're maybe forced to work out of home. And I know that's like a big thing for a lot of people because now, like,
Yeah.
people go to the gym for different reasons. Like some people go to relieve stress, some people go to just just push out frustration or whatever like that. So, or to get the body like. So I know that was very hard for them. Um, for me, yeah, honestly, COVID, it was bad, but it helped me refocus
Yeah,
on my grind even harder. Because now it's a new obstacle, a new challenge. How do you adapt to it?
exactly.
How do you find your way around doing workouts in the gym to now doing workouts at home? So like now I gotta adjust, but I still gotta
Mhm.
make it effective. So just trying to find ways to constantly adapt. I think was the kind of the biggest thing with COVID, like just adapting to different situations. So I think kind of that's what I got from it, but it hasn't. I won't say that it's changed too much, too drastically, just because you can always.
No, that's incredible. And it's so awesome. I love asking that question because whenever I'm speaking with entrepreneurs and creatives, like the way that everybody is taking this situation that has been like, when you look at it as a whole, you're like, this sucks. Like this is negative. Like I don't like this. But it's like the way that everybody has adapted and like, okay, how can I focus on myself? How can I grow? How can I do better? Like, how can I really just push myself and really work from within? So it's super incredible hearing how everybody has taken a situation that isn't great but has turned in made great things out of it, and I love to hear it and I love to see it because it shows that we can really go through anything and we can come out stronger. Literally, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, like the song, guys, um so can you tell us what mm,
Wait, you know what? Sorry, because I was gonna say that's where the cream comes in. The cream. You asked the
mhm.
topping situation. Besides the
No, I
chicken.
hear it. Say it. It's so true. It is so true. So can you tell us, do you have anything cooking up that we can know about? Like what can we expect in the future in these coming times from Aquille Ambrose?
Okay, okay. Well, first of all, for my Island Grind page, I like to do some. There's I would like to restructure it in a different way and kind of post things that will be kind of um, how should I say, post things that will kind of bring in that
Yeah.
mindset that I'm trying to present, that positive mindset. So one thing that I want to do for on Mondays
Okay,
is
okay.
mash up the thing Mondays. Mash up the thing mindset Mondays, and basically what it is, basically what it is just that Monday, you're going back to work, you're going back to school, you're going back to whatever your grind is, and most of the time you want to sleep in, you don't want to go. But what I want to do is like I want to apply the mindset that it's like back home when you say mash up, it means that you're gonna destroy the thing. I'm gonna mash up this thing. I can't even say it normal. I gotta say it like that. You know, so it's like if I have a plate of food, I'm gonna mash up this plate of food or whatever. I gotta do this homework. I'm gonna mash up this homework. So what I want to do is that I want to kind of create a video every Monday where I say one thing that I'm gonna mash up for the day. It could be small. It could be literally anything. It could be tying your shoes. It could be writing whatever a verse for your
Yeah.
song or going to work, doing your workout. But what I want to do is like I want to say, I'm gonna mash up this thing, and in that way, hopefully, it creates the mindset that you can mash up something else throughout the day, right? So just starting with one little thing, because everything starts with 1%, right? So 1% better every day. So I just want to start with that one thing, and hopefully that translates throughout the day. And I would like people to send me in things that they're mashing up for their day, right? Secondly, I would also like to do like a big up yourself
Yes.
Thursdays, right? Big up yourself Thursdays, which is going to be for people like yourself on grind, right? There's lots of people that are on their grind and it can be very lonely and very, very hard as an entrepreneur. So what I want to do is I want to meet those people, probably without them knowing, but because I know that little push, if you're on your grind and nobody's noticing, not that you're doing it for everyone to notice, but if you're on your grind, you're pushing. Sometimes it gets hard. It's really lonely. It's frustrating. But if you get a little push that someone else that's seeing you and saying, "Hey, yo, Days, I see what you're doing. I see you on your island grind. Keep it up, yo. Keep going. I love that you're inspiring, you're motivating people." That might give you that little extra
Yeah.
push to keep going, to keep pushing when no one else is seeing you. So I really want to do that because I really think that it would give other
Yes.
entrepreneur creatives a little boost, and I really would like that. Another thing that I want to do is recovery lessons, where I post things from back home back home to recover. I learned a lot of lessons from just little different things. So what I want to do is I want to post it and then post the lesson that I learned. For you as one example, I think I have a picture of me and my brother. Right after church, we took a picture. And if you know me, like I hate taking pictures. Like I don't like taking pictures. I don't like posting. Like I just don't like it. But what I realized is that when I got injured and I was in the hospital, I didn't have any pictures of it. Like I barely had any pictures of my family, like me and them in a picture. Man, if I die, like how they remember me? They don't have any pictures, And even my grandma, like I didn't. She passed away unfortunately that same year, and I didn't have any pictures with her, and I wouldn't have had any pictures with her. So that's something that was really important and really big for me. So that's
Like,
another one.
guys, if you can hear the piano in the back, I apologize. That's my little being wild upstairs. But no, that it's so true, because a lot of the time we're like, I don't want to. I used to be like that too, where I'm like, I don't want to take pictures and stuff like that. But I was like, no, like these are memories and stuff. And it's incredible, like how much a picture can hold. When you look back, it takes you back to that memory and those times and whatnot. But guys, as you can hear, he has a lot going on. Okay, so you're gonna want to stay tuned to what is going on with Aquille Ambrose, the Grind Theory podcast, and Island Grind, because y'all, a lot of stuff is cooking up. I think the pot is pretty full. But can you tell us how anyone listening can stay up to date with your podcast, what you're doing, all that good stuff?
Okay, yeah. So the podcast, we have a page on Instagram. It's the Grand Theory Podcast. We also have a channel on YouTube. It's called the Island Grind Network. There, see all the episodes. We have a visual and an audio, so you can find us on Spotify, on Apple, like wherever you listen to your Google, Amazon, like wherever you listen to your podcast. Have the audio as well as the visual. You can also follow Island Grind, where I mentioned earlier that I'll be posting those things. I'm gonna really revamp it right now. It's kind of crazy, but I'm gonna revamp it and kind of really push those things. Um, and then you can don't forget, actually, well, not only me but my co-host. So Ori has
Okay.
is a photographer. So we also promoting that too. So him at Ori.dp. He has his full photos there. You can go check it out. Um, but also for anything that's upcoming, it'll be posted on my Instagram. So like I said, so you can go to my personal Instagram, which is Aquille Ambrose, as well as you have Island Grind. So island.grind, and then you have
Awesome, awesome. And guys, do not worry if you didn't have a pen and paper. We are going to be putting it down below. So guys, do not fret. We got you, okay? Don't worry, don't worry. You don't have to be running around, okay? We got it covered. Okay, so this is one of my favorite questions to ask, because we get to discover so many new amazing leaders in the community. So can you I know it's a hard question. Everybody has troubles, but the best that you can. Who would you say are your top 5 local businesses / creatives?
Okay. Um, I would say um, CX to the world,
Hmm.
Carrie. That's a big one for me. He be dropping those bangers, like man, he's dropping those bangers. So I definitely got to shout out Carrie. I would say he's someone that I lived with for a period of time, so I've seen his
Hmm.
grind, and it really motivates me. And just the quality of his music, really motivates. So that's one. I would say yourself
Thank you.
as well, just with all the different things that you're doing, all the different, quiet now, all the different things that you're doing with King and Queen, with Crown, with Exposed G. Like one thing that I really like is like especially with their Kings and Queens, just the messages that you have for people out there. That's really big. That also inspires me and motivates me. Not just that, but just how many different things that you're doing. I'm like, man, Daisy's out here grinding. So I'm like, yo, so like
Thank
it's
you.
really good
Thank
because
you.
it helps push me too as well, right? So I would say you for sure. I would say um, I would say Ori Dipe,
Hmm.
the photographer, also
Yeah.
my co-host. Um, he also pushes me a lot. He's doing his photography. He's constantly improving himself
Yeah.
and constantly getting better. Like this dude is coming home and reading photography
Wow.
notebooks. Like I don't see people
Yeah.
reading photography books. He's going in searching different methods, how he can get better at getting lighting, little details that people take for granted, right? So I love what he's doing, especially with his business too, and just how he's grinding. Um, so he's a really big motivator and someone that I look up to as one of my um, inspirations, as well as Sean Smears, the owner of Training
Okay.
uh, Performance. Yeah, Training Performance. He, like, man, very, I have a lot of respect for him just because when I was as a new trainer, as I was starting out, I didn't really I had lots of theory, but not
Hmm.
the practical experience, right? And he actually created an internship for me where he had never done it before in his gym, and he opened up everything to me, not just like his gym and his trainers, but his knowledge, not only about the physical side of things, but also the business side of things. And he has a super cool operation where all those trainers out there who may be listening or who will listen, um, he gives you the opportunity to have your own business in his
Wow.
business. So like you run like when you come to the gym, you run the business. It's not under his name; it's under your business. So if you want to have a Daisy Fitness, then a Daisy Fitness, and you people can meet you there for
Yeah.
your training, right? And so he gives a lot of great opportunities, and with his wealth of knowledge, he really the new trainers that are coming in. So I got tons and tons of respect for him. So I would say him, and I would say also two other people. Um, Tiffany,
Yes.
uh, Tiffany is man that girl hustler man. I don't even know. Like since a kid, she's just been hustling, and that really pushes me because same like she has a child, she has all these different businesses that she's running, and like I don't know how she does it. I actually don't know how she does it. Like
Yeah.
Nurse on Wheels, she's done that, and they bring the healthcare to your door, which is very convenient, especially in these COVID times. So super dope. And last but definitely not least, I gotta give it up to my sister,
Yes.
who is her writing, and like she's so talented, man. Like she's just doing all this writing, and she's writing for not only women empowerment, but all the articles that even help me as a man trying to heal, through whatever traumas that you've
Yeah.
experienced and stuff like that. And especially for being a black writer, coming with a black perspective and kind of incorporating the black culture as well into
Hmm.
her writing and stuff like that. I think it's really big. especially for right now. And she's doing so many other things. Like she has so many other avenues and stuff like that that she's exploring that like is dope. So I really really look up to those creators, and there's a lot
Yeah.
more out there too, but chance to mention them. But
No, no, it's incredible. It's incredible. And I know, guys, calm down. Don't you worry. We're also going to be putting all those accounts down below so you can check it out because, yeah, that is incredible. Like, I just love hearing everybody's like favorite entrepreneurs, creatives, all that good stuff because I always learn like five new people, you know? So it's incredible. It's incredible. We actually have one more question for you. This is my favorite question to ask everyone. What advice would you give to someone starting out on their entrepreneur journey?
oh, okay. This one I got. I'm prepared for this one. This one, I would say, it's something that I've learned probably this year more than anything. Like I knew it before, and that ties into what I want to say. But is yo, just start. Whatever you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
start that ish. Okay,
Yeah.
because like all this planning, you can plan for 9, 10 years,
Yeah.
and it will not go plan. Like you just need to start, and you'll be able to figure out where you need to make adjustments, how you can get it better. Because with this podcast, actually, funny story. Like I was telling about it, and I was planning this thing. Like I said, for 3 years, I've been planning this thing. I'm thinking, I gotta do this podcast, telling people about it, with no results, nothing to show for it. And then started this year. And then just one day, I came home, and me and Ori were like, "Yo, let's go for a drive." And we went to London McQuaid, rented the equipment, and
Wow.
that's how it started. Like literally, that's how it started, right? And so, look at where we are now, episode 12, right? Like the first episode, like I said, it was in our old house in a messed up room, no video. Like the audio was really choppy. But we started, and then we're constantly getting better because it's about like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
consistency and progressing time. Like if a Daisy started out and she wasn't that good in the first podcast, that's
Yeah.
fine. By the time she gets to her 100th episode, like she
Yeah.
must. It's inevitable. It's just
Even
it's just
1% better
what
every
it is,
day.
yo. She must get better. 1% better. That
You
one
know?
Nigerian percent better. So 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 like I would say starting, and I would say another thing is that a lot of people have all this information in their head, right? They know what they want to do, just like how I want to do with a podcast, right? All this information that you're getting from your podcast, from my podcast, from online, YouTube, whatever. People know a lot of things, just like when you want to lose weight. Know what you take to lose weight, but they don't apply it. Application is key. You can know everything in the world, but if you don't apply it, it doesn't mean anything. Like literally, I can tire pops and I don't apply it, then what's the point of me knowing how to change a tire if
Mm-hmm.
I don't apply it? So application
Yeah.
is extremely key. Everybody knows something, but do you apply what you know? So I would say, even if it's small, even if
Yeah.
it's one thing, apply what you know. Start whatever you're doing. And the biggest thing, well, not the biggest thing, but they're all kind of tying to each other, is consistency. Just be consistent. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's
Mm-hmm.
bad. Be consistent because you will get better.
Yes.
1% better every day. That's the average right there.
Okay, okay.
Consistency is key.
Yes, yes. We love it. We love all that you're doing. And guys, like I said, do not worry. We're going to be putting everything down below. And especially if you're just tuning in, don't worry. We're going to be sharing this on our page. You can check it out and all that good stuff. But we just want to say thank you so much, Aquille, for coming on here and sharing your journey with us and all the amazing things that you are doing in the community. We appreciate you so much. Keep grinding, keep doing your thing. And thank you so much again for coming on for Expose Weekly episode 20.
Thank you. thank you. It was an honor. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for asking me these questions. I was very nervous in the beginning, like I said, but because of your energy and just how you brought things in,
No, thank you so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful night and we'll talk later.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, guys, that was Aquille Ambrose, the um, founder and co-host of the Grind Theory podcast, and also the owner and founder of Island Grind. Guys, thank you so, so much for tuning in. Guys, please, please do not forget, tomorrow is Fresh Friday. So if you have something going on in the community that you want to share, whether it is a project, an event, a new release, whatever it is, please, please send it over to us, because we want to share what you're doing, because you guys are doing incredible, incredible things. And also, if there's someone that you know that you're like, y'all, you need to know about them, send them our way, okay? Because we are always looking for new community members to network with, to collaborate with, to grow with, all that good stuff. Guys, also, I know it's been a minute, okay? But we are going to be back soon with our Sounds of Sunday. So if you are a musician of any sort and you are wanting to get out your music, if you have a new release or you have something that you've had out that you're like, you know what, the community needs to hear this, send it our way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, send it our way, because we want to hear from you. Like, honestly, guys, I am so, so grateful to that we are back and rolling. And trust me, y'all are going to want to stay tuned. If this is your first time popping in, make sure that you follow us, because we have some incredible, incredible episodes coming up. And you guys are not going to want to miss it, all right? So guys, like I said, you have something that you need shared, send it our way. We want to hear what's happening. Music, come let us know. And also, if you are wanting to come on Expose Weekly, please, please send us a message. We would love to learn about you and share what you're doing with the community, guys, because that's what we are all about here at Expose. And guys, again, like I said at the beginning, the Aphrodisiac Market is happening this Saturday, okay, at Pneumo Cannabis Walk down on 124th Street. I believe that's right. Honestly, I'm so horrible with this information, y'all. But don't worry, we're going to be posting it. So stay tuned to our story. On top of that, y'all, I'm also on Sea Tribe Music Festival team, and guys, we are cooking up some stuff, and we are going to be having a competition starting up pretty soon. So guys, please be sure to follow C Tribe X Music. Don't you worry, like I said, we got you. We're gonna put it down below so you guys can go and follow and all that good stuff. And yeah, guys, that is all. I know I'm rambling, but I gotta let you know what's up, okay? I can't leave y'all hanging. Okay. But guys, thank you so, so much for tuning in. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. And guys, stay blessed. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. And yeah, let's keep doing this. We will be back next week for Expose Weekly episode 21. Have a wonderful night, guys. A Daisy out.